Friends, welcome to the channel. My name is Hako. In this video, we're going to be talking about Pompey. We have a new deadly assault. I've done several deadly assaults videos how to clear other bosses, but we haven't talked about Pompey yet, and Pompey has two versions. He has the red one, and then he has the other version. One of them, the red one, is the attacker-focused Pompey. We're meant to bring attackers to this one, and the other one you're meant to bring anomaly agents to. Let me just shrink myself so I'm not blocking anything vital. So, the name of the game when it comes to this Pompey is, like many other deadly assault bosses, it is defensive assists. So, every time that you do a defensive assist or you hit Pompey with a chain attack, you will apply weakening to Pompey. For each stack of weakening to the target, your agent's crit damage gets increased by 10% on their attacks on that target. Additionally, when you have done 4 defensive assists or 4 chain attacks, or a conjunction of them all, 2 defensive assists and then 2 chain attacks, and then the next defensive assist you do, Pompey will eat shit, accumulate a lot of days, and get staggered. And this is also how we earn the extra points on Pompey. Every time we do a defensive assist, it will count as a perfect assist, and we will get 350 performance points. So this tells us quite a lot on how to beat him. 1, we want to bring agents that can benefit of the extra massive crit damage amount that you can get doing this boss. Also, having someone that is especially good at defensive assists might help, like Caesar for example. So let's talk about Pompey's attack pattern. When you start the fight, he will be idle for a few seconds before he really starts swinging. And one of the hardest things about Pompey is that he hits like a truck. So if you're not defensive assisting, you at least want to be perfect dodging, because none of your character are going to be able to eat much of his hits before they die. Since we're meant to be defensive assisting, a lot of the attacks will flash yellow, which means that we can defensive assist them. Some of them will, however, blink red, and some attacks will end up with Pompey kind of putting his bike into the ground, and when he pulls it out, there will be a purple circle on that ground that gradually fills out, and when it fills out, it explodes. Now you can time perfect assists to this explosion to make use of that, but just be aware that they will explode and will interrupt you, so make sure to either be outside of them or dodge them when the time is right. Once you've reached around 20,000 score, or the match has progressed to around the halfway point, so a minute and a half, Pompey will enter his invincibility mode. He will take his bike and he will do 3 burning donuts and then come crashing down in the middle. Now, this attack hurts a lot, and we can't really do anything on Pompey while he is doing this. This will happen once and only once, and the main goal here is just to avoid being hit, because it does a lot of damage. A smart choice might be just backing off or switching into a character that hasn't taken any hits yet to not have any unnecessary deaths happen. From time to time, Pompey will also take a step back and hold out his bicycle in a parry stance, and he wants you to hit him. If you hit him, he will retaliate with an extremely fast attack and do a few empowered hits. Now you can just wait this one out and he will lower it after a second. What I usually do is I don't care about it. I just continuously hit through it, and I just take the opportunity to perfect dodge, but you have to be really ready to perfect dodge. And if you choose to go with my tactic, the first attack must be perfect dodged, and then you can defensive assist the next one. Now, as for teams, Pompey is weak to fire and resistant to electric. So any sort of attacker fire carry is incentivized. You can definitely bring anomaly agents to him as well, but not too many of the anomaly cost actual benefits of the crit damage buff. The hands down best in slot carry for this encounter is Evelyn. The weakening stacks gets applied the more chain attacks we do, and Evelyn can get off more chain attacks than any other character. Her best in slot teammates are Light and Astra Yao. You can switch either Light or Astra out for Yufufu, you can switch out for Kolida, you can bring a Lucy. Evelyn is quite flexible in her team building. So what do you do if you don't have Evelyn? Well, Soldier 11, this is one of her best bosses, so if you're into Soldier 11, I know she has a very passionate fan base. Soldier 11 is very good at handling Pompey. Although being a release character and not having received any buffs, it does take some strain on your gameplay knowledge, on how good you are with Soldier, how good the discs are, her engine, etc. So it's by no means a cakewalk with Soldier, but I've seen a lot of good Soldier mains out there clearing this boss with ease. Orphe, which is an upcoming agent as time of recording, she drops in a few days, she is also going to be a very good agent to bring to this boss. Other notable mentions would be Miyabi. Miyabi is one of the few anomaly agents that actually benefits out of crit damage, so she can actually make use of the buff, and obviously Miyabi is Miyabi, so she will also be able to clear this boss easy. Another good option could be Yishuan. She also makes very good use of the crit damage. Very few agents stun as fast as Colina does, and she also increases the damage of chain attacks, and we want to be doing a lot of chain attacks on this Pompey, so she is a little bit extra incentivized on this boss. And I'd say right now that is kind of the cast that is right now incentivized against this boss. Electric agents, so say like Soldiers Hero Ambi, is de-incentivized because he is resistant to electric, and that does play in a whole lot. So perhaps let Zambi and Trigger sit this one out. But as always, you can disregard the resistances etc. with enough investment. So will a well-geared, well-played Soldiers Hero Ambi be able to clear this Pompey? Absolutely, they're just gonna have to like work harder for it. Orphe, I would say, is a close second. Of course, she needs to be paired up with an on-field agent, so you know, take your pick. And from what I've seen and from what I've experienced, like the hardest part about this Pompey is not dying because he hits like such a goddamn truck. And there's two ways to not die. Either we need to dodge, or we need to defensive assist. And the stage rewards you plenty for defensive assisting. So if you're struggling to like reach the score threshold, just try to incorporate even more defensive assists in your rotations. And if you're still struggling, remember to preferably bring somebody that wants a stacking amount of crit damage. Agents that can't make use of this, they are gonna have a harder time. They can do it, but they're gonna have a harder time. In some ways, I would say that this is one of the more simple bosses if you just have your defensive assist and your dodges ready. Because if you're not prone to doing that and you eat a lot of hits to the face, it is one of the harder ones because it is one of the absolute hardest hitting bosses in the entire game. And I figure it might be helpful for someone, so I'll post this run that you can see here with Evelyn, Lighter, and Yufufu, and then you can see everything I talked about like incorporated in action. Let's go!
So, get to safety.
Be gone!
Nothing breaches my removing threat.
There it is.
Don't cross the line. Your journey ends with me. The threat is still active. Nothing breaches my defense. Don't even try. Don't cross the line. The best defense is a strong offense.
Don't let him. I'm unstoppable! Don't get hit.
Nothing breaches my defense.
Gotcha now.
Don't cross the line. Nothing slips through my defense. Flawless.
Make way for the undefeated champion! Ha!
Nothing breaches my defense. Don't cross the line. Your journey ends with me.
There it is. You or me.
Nothing breaches my defense. Don't cross the line.
Welcome back, peeps. So I hope this video was helpful to you in some way, shape or form if you were struggling with Pompey. If you as a viewer has any additional tips that you incorporate in your own clears of Pompey, please feel super free to put them down in a comment, because those tips might save someone's deadly assault run. Everybody, as always, thanks so much for watching, have a big hug, and until next time, Hako out.